Hi friends, it's Amy from the Wood County District Public Library Children's Place. I hope you're all going full steam ahead with Bunny's Book Club. Remember, we talked about STEAM being the letters of science, technology, engineering, art, and math. And today I wanted to talk about a very STEAM or STEM idea, tracks. Miss Maria read a book called Snow Friends about a dog who wants to go for a walk, and he meets up with some dog friends and a bunny, and in their adventures they leave all kinds of tracks through the snow. Now tracks, are footprints. Sometimes they're made by hands like fingerprints. Vehicles leave tracks with their tires. Even your bicycle tire leaves a track. And sometimes tracks are made by dragging something, like when you're dragging your beach chair through the sand. It leaves a track. Now we can learn about tracks in a very STEM or STEAM way. Animals and people leave tracks, like these animals, and you can see how different they all are. The bird tracks are different, like these robin tracks are different from these porcupine tracks, because they have different shaped feet. That's how we can learn about the animal. Why do they need such different kinds of feet? Also, we can learn about the material where the tracks are found. Sometimes they're found in mud, like these bear tracks. Yikes. If I saw those, I'd go the other way. Those are bear footprints. Like we said, tracks can be made in sand or dirt. Sometimes tracks are really old, like dinosaurs. Dinosaurs leave fossils, which you might know about, which are hardened bones or natural materials, but also they leave trace fossils sometimes, which are the track. So sometimes a trace fossil is the track, like a footprint. So paleontologists can study dinosaur tracks. Police use tracks, right? They find footprints, they find the shape of the footprint to see what shoes a person was wearing, or to find out which way they were going, to find more information about the environment that they're checking on. They get information. Scientists like paleontologists and conservationists, biologists, they all use technology to record and track information that they get from tracks, like what kind of animal left the track, or whether they were running or walking. They can tell all that from a track. They can also tell what direction an animal is heading. And there's also math in tracking. Weight is how heavy something is. So a heavy animal might leave a deeper footprint, a deeper track than a lighter animal. So they can tell about the weight of an animal. They can tell how many of an animal there are in an area by how many tracks there are. So there's a lot to learn from tracks, and you can even be a nature detective. Like this. These children are studying tracks, so they can see what creature was in their yard and where it was going, what it was doing, who it met. And you can do that too by looking at the tracks you find in your yard. So in this book, this person, this nature detective, even is keeping a journal, a notebook of information they find. So they drew what kind of track it was, and they wrote down information that they could gather from this track. It looks like the animal moved across the lawn and was headed to the woods. The tracks show that the animal has sharp nails or claws, so they think it's a raccoon. So that's all information you can gather from footprints and tracks. I hope you keep full steam ahead with Bunny's Book Club by reading and logging your points on Read Squared. You can do activities on Read Squared, and also we have videos of activities that you can do. You can find the videos on the website, wcdpl.org. You can find videos on Facebook, and you can find videos on our YouTube channel. We're so big, we have a YouTube channel. So look up the Wood County District Public Library's YouTube channel. Also, watch out for new Take It, Make It craft packs. So those are available when you come into the Children's Place and ask. So in this week's packet will be a game, a matching game, matching the animal to the kind of track it makes. Also in the packet will be a couple pieces of paper. We talked about how we make tracks, right, with our feet or our shoes. So you can trace your foot or your shoe, your family member's shoe, and then maybe the pattern on the bottom of the shoes. And then you can see in the yard whose footprints, whose tracks came from whose shoes. Also this week, we have some Play-Doh. So we have Play-Doh because a track or a footprint is an impression or a depression. It's a shape made into something softer. So we can do that with Play-Doh. So when you get your Play-Doh, put it on a plate or someplace that won't make a mess and won't be too sticky. Kind of flatten it out just a little bit so it's nice and smooth. Kind of like this, kind of smooth, like dirt or mud maybe would be on the surface. And then you can practice making tracks. You can use your fingers and just push. You just push down into it and see what kind of impression it makes or depression. Like that. You could try to make bird tracks. So I have a pencil that's not sharp, and I can put that in, press that into my Play-Doh, and I can kind of make what could be a bird track. See, they have one long piece in the back and then sometimes 3 little toes. So that's sort of like a bird track. You could use a spoon. That makes a nice imprint also. And you can just squish it back up and make a new one. So you can make all kinds of tracks. Practice making different kinds for different animals and thinking about what they look like. Here's maybe my dog's footprint or track. So come on in to the Children's Place and ask for your Take It, Make It craft supplies for tracks this week. Thanks.